Kyle here from allmediareviews.blogspot.com, and I posted in my blog just this past weekend for a couple different reasons. I finally just decided to post it, what I call, my mother of all albums list, my favorite albums of all time in effect, which is never definitive, of course, but it's a list that, it's more of an accumulation and a somewhat of a ranking of my Rate Your Music ratings. In a nutshell, you could say, but I'll say that it's a lot of albums that I'm still here and there, been finding doubles and having to edit a little bit here and there, and some of the albums are rated a little higher than I probably would now, and some albums maybe too low. But overall, it's from 3.5 stars, 4 stars, 4.5 stars, and 5 stars. I separated as many, and I intend to ultimately have all the live albums separated because they don't, including the doubles, they don't. I guess I'd like to put live albums separate as much as I love a lot of live albums. But the total I came up with at this point is 1,078 albums, and then it's like, that's including the live albums. There's 48 live albums, so it's 1,030, just over 1,000. Anyway, just wanted to let YouTube know about it, I suppose. I guess people have done these videos, and maybe I should do that more in depth. But people want to see lists, especially top 10 or top 20 lists. And I don't want to talk about each one of these because this video would end up going well over an hour, hour and a half. I don't have time to do that. But I guess let me just quickly mention. I'm not going to say anything about these albums. The top 20. I mean, again, there's albums in 20 to 25, 21 to 25, 30, 35, 40. All these albums in the top 56 I consider perfect records. But on this list, the top 20 ends up being, let's see here, Coheed and Cambria, Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4, Volume 1, From Fear Through the Eye of Madness. It's a mouthful. It's it's kind of diarrhea of the mouth, but the Good Apollo 1. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it. Number 19, The Deer Hunter, Act 2, meaning of and all things regarding misleading. Number 18, Caddisflies Set Sail the Prairie. Number 17, Toy Matinees, self-titled only album, Toy Matinee. Number 16, Soundscape, obscure prog metal band from the 90s, Discovery. That's 16. Number 15, Ours, the album Distorted Lullabies. Number 14, Dream Theater with Awake. Number 13, Marillion's Clutching at Straws. Number 12, Queen's A Night at the Opera. Number 11, Pink Floyd's Animals. Number 10, Dredge, the album El Cielo. Number 9, Yes, the album Relayer. Number 8, Fate's Warnings, A Pleasant Shade of Grey. Number 7, Pain of Salvation, The Perfect Element 1. Number 6, Rush's Hemispheres. Number 5, Genesis's Foxtrot. Number 4, Jethro Tull's Thick as a Brick. Number 3, Apes and Androids, Blood Moon. Number 2, Kevin Gilbert, The Shaming of the True. And the number 1 album on this list, stupid drum roll, Marillion's Brave. Anyway, so there's the list. People can say they like it and whatever. I would say that this list, this posting, has very little to do with those records, the records that are at the 5 stars. It has more to do with the extensive list that goes below them, or just under them, the 4.5 stars. There's, like I said, there's 1,030 studio records in there, which this is partially motivated by a couple things. One, motivated by, I think it was the Prog Report did a top 50 albums since 1990 or something like that, or maybe whatever, top 20. That was part of it, and then 89.3 The Current, the Minnesota local National Public Radio indie rock, college rock station affiliate. It's not the College State Radio, not affiliated with the local university here, but that's Radio K, but I call it College Rock. Their station back in May did like a couple 2-3 week spans, which previously been voted by the listeners and members of course, the listeners, including myself, top 893 albums. And so I was like, well, I looked at the list, I analyzed the list, I said, what would my list look like? And so I finally did it. I was not going to write any extensive blurbs or nothing, just because it's a lot of time, a lot of work that I do not have and don't really want. I mean, when you spend a lot of time on something, you know, it gets frustrating when it's not getting done. And so I had a little bit of time yesterday and decided, all right, I'm just going to throw it up. Finally, I didn't even rank. Like I said, the 3.5 stars especially is just more in chronological order based on release date, and a lot of the 4 stars actually as well. So the bottom, out of 1,030, probably the bottom 600 are sort of, some of the 4 stars I did rank, but the bottom 600 maybe or more are just kind of, here they are. You know, most of them are records I really like to love. Some of them might deserve to be higher than 4 stars. Some of them, like the 3.5 stars, there's probably some albums I rate at 3 stars. I don't know. There was 1 or 2 examples I was thinking of that, like a couple of the Monkees albums, or I can't remember. There was a couple other records I don't rate at 3. I didn't rate at 3.5 stars, which probably are as good as some of the records in that 3.5 star list. But a lot of obscure names, a lot of music, as I mentioned in a previous video, basically from about, especially 2005 to the present. But even, say, starting about the year 1995, or at least 99, 2000, especially this century, the turn of the century, there's, among all 1,030, I'm just guessing, I would say probably 2/3, at least half, maybe 2/3, are from 2000 and up to now. So just because there's been so much music, I've taken a lot of music since then. But anyway, check it out. I do hopefully intend to, time permitting, after the wedding I have in less than 2 weeks, intend to try to break it down in terms of artists, sort of like I did on the 893 albums that the NPR affiliate did. David Bowie had 12 albums on there. I think it was 11 or 12. I don't know who's going to have the most. Probably Rush, but that's just a guess. But yeah, it will be kind of cool to do that. I'm sure there's a lot of artists that have 1 or 2, but there's a lot of artists that have well over 4 or 5, which should be interesting just to see in terms of numbers and stuff like that, because I'm a numbers nerd. So anyway, yeah, I got my wedding coming up, and that's why I'm been struggling with this stuff and the cost of the wedding and stuff like that. But if that's over, I don't know. I got a lot of stuff I need to take care of, but the videos, got the end of the year stuff coming up. Marillion, of course, has a new album coming out. I'll definitely talk about it and review it. But I was thinking also, since I've never done any album series, and I probably don't intend to do a lot of these album series that people have done, just because it's so much work and so many videos, but I might make an exception for both Marillion and for Kevin Gilbert, just because those are my, those are my tops of the tops. Those are my favorites. And even though some people may get bored with it and don't care for it, it's just sort of, to me, it has the value, and it warrants just to focus on each individual release for them. And there's not that many. So it's not like we're talking about Frank Zappa's catalog or Prince or something, or even Bowie. Bowie had, I don't know, 35 albums or something. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.